Joining me now is education strategist Dwayne Matthews. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Thanks for having me, Kelsey.
So, Dwayne, a 2019 report by the Royal Bank of Canada found those who graduated during the 2008 2009 recession found their average hourly wages were 11% less than those who graduated just before the downturn hit. So, what advice would you give to those who are looking to enter the job market right now?
Well, one of the things that I would say is, make sure that you understand a few mental frameworks, and you can use those mental frameworks to really help you to think faster, to adapt faster. One of the key things that employers are going to be looking for is adaptability and speed and the ability to learn very quickly. So you want to have a handle. One of the mental frameworks that I can think about is like design thinking. The other thing that I think you should do is really focus on upskilling. There are a lot of courses right now that are free online. Harvard has a bunch of courses online. If you are a member of a library system in Canada, lynda.com, which is LinkedIn Learning now, has all their courses for free for people that are connected with the library. And so really think about upskilling, think about how you can be very, very agile and open yourself up to change and be flexible.
Yeah, that flexibility and the agility to adapt to a new situation is going to come in handy, especially during those job interviews. And then as we progress forward, we also are talking about how students from several Canadian universities have either signed or created petitions demanding some kind of refund for their tuition with classes expected to shift online. So, how would you say students can make the most of a virtual curriculum?
So I think one of the really interesting things is as we've gone through school where a lot of the information is coming to us. And I think one of the exciting things about a virtual curriculum is really that you can now go into different directions in different places and you can learn different things while you're going through your particular course content. So really acquire the ability to inquire and to have inquiry learning as a really, really key component of your learning process. I think that is a fantastic way to really start exploring and expanding your horizons. We've really been fit into categories, and now we can expand beyond those categories and make really broader connections.
Dwayne, we know that this time in our lives isn't just about education. It's also a very social event. It's very monumental to our development as humans with that connection that we have with other people. And that's obviously a little bit different this year. So, how would you reconcile, or how would you suggest students reconcile that lack of physical connection we're seeing right now?
So that's a really, really difficult question. One of the things that I've noticed is, and my son is not high school or university, but he spent a lot of time going into virtual spaces and creating social in those virtual spaces. And it has been fascinating for me to observe, him and his friends going into these virtual spaces, meeting other people, and really sort of having a set time to do that. The other thing that we're going to find is as we start to open up a little bit more, we have to start to become a little bit more creative about how we get together outside. So people are starting to meet in spaces and having that kind of a physical space, but meeting in those physical spaces and getting that one-to-one interaction. But other than that, this is going to be a very, very difficult adjustment. I just can't imagine going through high school or university and not being able to have those closer connections.
Yeah, it's a story we'll keep talking about, I'm sure. Dwayne, thanks so much for coming on in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.